Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the weekly Levinson and Associates live training webinar series. So, very exciting. And the reason why, here we are on a Tuesday afternoon. Typically, we host these on Wednesdays or Thursdays, right, as you know. But today's a special webinar. It's a special product launch. It's also Positive Tuesday, right? Most important. So this is going to be awesome. And I'm glad you all have taken the time to share this next 30 to 45 minutes with us. I think this will be well worth your time. And I'm just going to mention a few things, and then we're going to jump in. Number one, make sure you use that Q&A box, okay? Type in any questions, comments. We want to hear from you. We build these weekly training webinars because of feedback from you all, okay? So please jump in. Any questions about the product, the carrier, maybe at the end, we're going to talk about the lead programs. We're going to talk about different lead gen strategies. So if you have questions about that after Matthew's done speaking, please let us know as well. We're going to answer every single one that comes in real time. If we don't get back to you immediately, we will circle back as soon as we wrap up the webinar. And then every single person on the call will get a thank you email before we leave tonight. And everything about the product and the lead platforms, the lead generation strategies, everything will be included in that thank you email, okay? And contracting to get started. So all the above. If you don't receive that thank you email, just let us know. That means we have your incorrect email address or it's sitting in your junk folder, okay? But please call and let us know if you don't have that by tonight. Okay, so why is today so special? Why are we doing this on Positive Tuesday, right? Out of all days? Here's the reason why. So we are launching an unbelievable, awesome product in today's time. I'm telling you right now, game changer, folks. And I know you've seen our marketing going out, and it says game changer product. I'm not just saying that to sound like a Super Bowl commercial and to pitch this. If you think about it, right, and the proof is in the pudding, and by the way, we have Matt who runs distribution for Lincoln Financial, runs the entire country. Okay, he's presenting today. And I don't want to steal any of his thunder, but I am going to tee this up a little bit and just explain why I'm so excited and why you should be so excited as a Levinson agent. So, in today's time, you look at what happened, right, almost 3 years ago now with COVID and the pandemic, and you look at life insurance carriers overall, and look how much they have changed with underwriting, with technology, right, with e-apps and drop tickets and instant decision, simplified issue, even words we've never heard before, right? I mean, accelerating this and accelerating that. And I mean, we were pushing for this, 10, 15, 20 years ago. And the carriers would look at us like we had three heads. They said, Bill, it's never going to happen. There's no way we're going to have an instant decision product. So you fast forward to today, right? And most carriers have jumped on this bandwagon because they know they don't have a choice. There were carriers and products that, I mean, you literally had to see the client face to face if they wanted a policy, and that happened just over 3 years ago. And the carrier that I'm speaking about had to make a change if they wanted to stay in business, and they did. Okay, and everything was okay, but things have changed for the better, right? And you are in the best career path in the world, literally, because of what happened with COVID and this pandemic and everything else. It's a horrible situation, obviously. Okay, but bottom line is you have to help these families, and you have to help your own family by selling more product and bringing in income. That's the bottom line. So there's no better place to be. And the next slide has these LIMRA statistics that speak exactly about these points. So, in the past, and I'm going to say this, and it doesn't matter who's on the phone with us, typically when a carrier, if we can go to the next slide, Andrew, typically when a carrier comes out with a great product, that's instant decision, or, you can get up to $1 million. It's the best whole life or term or IUL in the world. Okay, we all know something's going on here. Either the commission is very low, maybe it's a referral fee, they don't even pay a commission, maybe there's no renewals, maybe the name of the insurance company is called Bill's Life Insurance Company on University Drive, right? There's always a little gray or small print. Okay, even within the last 3 years during the pandemic, okay, we've seen a lot of great changes, right? And most of our companies they're participating and they've made these great changes with tech, okay, and that's all wonderful. But it's rare you see a company like an A+ rated Lincoln Financial that comes out with an instant decision IUL product, okay, up to 1.5 million on a drop ticket, like a one pager online, okay, very, very rare, okay, and they're only offering this to a few IMOs, and you all are literally weeks in front of most agents out there. So this opportunity is huge. And when they say the proof is in the pudding, okay, and again, why I'm so excited, let's look at some of these LIMRA statistics, okay, and you talk about there's no better time for an IUL like this, what Lincoln has put together for you all. Okay, let's think about this. Number one, real fast. And by the way, it's also Life Insurance Awareness Month, so timing could not be better, right, from all corners. So the first statistic here, number one, what this talks about, if you look at the Gen X, okay, financial insecurities, right, with the different generations, Gen X, millennials, baby boomers, okay, the main way to ease this concern is life insurance. This was a LIMRA study. What is this telling us? The younger generation is now interested in life insurance. Okay, number two, 2/3 of life insurance owners report feeling financially secure, compared with 47% of non-owners. Those who are most secure have life insurance through the workplace and through individual coverage. 78%. Look at that number. That's crazy. That's where you come in. Number three, okay, talk about timing. Again, number three, LIMRA reports the lasting impact of COVID remains at the forefront for many, with the pandemic leading almost a third, or 31%, to say they are more likely to buy life insurance this year in 2022. Okay? Timing is now. The younger generation is now interested in hearing more. They need you to educate them. Okay? No brainer. Now you talk about an IUL, issue ages 20 to 55. Okay? Up to 1.5 mil instant decision. Okay, look at what's going on with the market. This market volatility is crazy right now. People are looking for a secure place to park money. Okay, IUL, hands down, no brainer, perfect solution for the younger generation. A company backed with like Lincoln Financial, AM Best rated, A+. Hello, that's why we're so excited, folks. Okay, so yes, this is a really big deal for us, and yes, we changed our weekly training schedule around just to get this product out there to you all. By the way, comp, awesome. Renewals included, okay, even annualization if you qualify. So again, all the above, win, win, win across the board. Let's keep moving. Also, what we're doing, and this applies to everyone on the call, everyone wins. Again, no small print, you have to write 10 million a premium in 6 months. No. You ready for this? Write one app with the new product. One app. Okay? No minimum premium. You win the new Amazon Fire 10 tablet. As soon as it's placed, you get the Amazon Fire 10 tablet from Levinson. Okay, with the Levinson app, we're even going to try to preload it into your tablet. Okay, or we'll throw the card in there so you know how to do it. But anyway, everyone wins. Very simple. Write an app, you win. You got 30 days to do it on the right-hand side. What we're also doing is, if you're a new Levinson agent, first app ever with any product, okay, you win the new iWatch, the new Apple iWatch. Now, this was a good question that came up earlier. What happens, right? Now think about this for a second. You write the new Lincoln product, Wealth Accelerate, IUL, and then you write another new, first ever, new product with Levinson. You win both, okay? Fire 10 and iWatch, okay? So again, everyone wins. Let's keep moving along. By the way, I want to just mention the reason why we did that with the Fire 10, because these are not cheap, okay? We have 22,000 agents, but we know we're so confident that we know once you write your first app with Lincoln, with this Wealth Accelerator product, you're going to love it. You're going to be hooked. Most of your IUL business under 1.5 mil for the younger generation is going to go this way. And that's why we have no minimum premium on a contest, which has never been done before. No one does that. You always see, $100, $500. No, we're very confident in this process and Lincoln as a carrier. Okay, real fast, what's new at Levinson? So we have a bunch of new technology. Our Insure Me Now Direct platform, we're adding 3 new products tomorrow. So I hope you're on that webinar tomorrow. I'll tell you what, between Lincoln and then Insure Me Now Direct tomorrow, this week is a game changer, folks, for everyone, all products. So we're very, very excited about this. Then we're also, and Lincoln is one of our core carriers here at Levinson. And today we're talking about the Wealth Accelerate IUL product. And then you're also probably scratching your head saying, well, Bill, I want to hear and start to sell other Lincoln products. We're doing a full suite Lincoln webinar the end of September. If you want to jot this down, September 29th at 3 p.m. Eastern. We're going to jump into everything. And we're also going to touch on Wealth Accelerate again. But we didn't want to miss this opportunity today. And we wanted to make sure our agents had a big, big head start against your competitors. Okay. So again, as we promise, we are typically the first one out with new tech products, lead generating ideas, all the above. And I think the proof is in the pudding. Carrier incentives, left side, carrier updates, middle section. On the right is all of our latest and greatest when it comes to tech. We also just recorded the Bill Levinson Experience podcast with a great agent, Natalie Cooper. She is unbelievable guest speaker who focuses on the senior market and uses health products to open doors and cross sells and then lands the large IUL sale. So she's got some pretty cool stuff to talk about. We're going to get this out by end of week. So keep your eyes peeled for that training. All right, let's keep moving along here. Okay, what I want to show you real fast, and then Matt's going to take the wheel, is if you notice, Levinson, right, and our promise to you all, we have to have the top carriers and products, right? And what we also have to have is not much overlap. We don't want to have a Burger King, a McDonald's, a BurgerFi all on the same corner. Why? Because they all sell burgers, okay? So we have to make sure each carrier has a niche in the market, in the space. Okay, and you're probably saying to yourself, well, Bill, I see a bunch of great IULs here, great carriers here. And you're right. You're right. Some come with our software program. Some come with our scholarship program. Great. But I'm going to point out one thing. And the reason why I wanted to show everyone this slide, look at the yellow arrow. Look at the red box. Second row, second from the top, Lincoln Financial Group. You're probably saying, why, Bill? Because Matt's on the phone. He's speaking today? No, that's not the reason. The reason why? There is no one, and I'm on record right now because this is live, and we're also going to send it out over the weekend. I'm on record. There is no other carrier and product that works like Wealth Accelerate IUL, period. Period. That's it. Bar none, hands down. Now, I'm sure other carriers are going to try to copy. Who knows what the future will hold? But today, there's no other product like this on record. Okay? Next slide, Matt's going to take the wheel. So I'm really excited because, again, this is a big deal. As you know, I said it probably 17 times already. Matt Fowler, our national sales director at Lincoln, who's responsible for the entire country, okay, for all distribution on the life side, he's our guest speaker today. So without further ado, Matt, we are delighted to have you, and thank you for taking the time.
Awesome, Bill. Well, thank you so much. And gosh, there's so many things that you said there that resonated with what I'm going to talk about. But I got to tell you, I mean, one thing you mentioned in particular with respect to this particular market, and what a profession to be in. I mean, how amazing, for folks that have the opportunity to provide income and peace of mind for Americans and their families. We have a stat on our website for this particular product that articulates, 29 million middle income Americans have an insurance gap. Now, I was looking over the weekend. I think there's something in the neighborhood of 100 to 120,000 licensed producers in the country that can sell life insurance. Think about that ratio. You know, just middle income individuals, 100,000 people that can sell a product to almost 30 million. You all are in a very unique position. Now, before I go forward any farther, Bill, Andrew, I'm going to ask you just to confirm. You guys can see my screen because it didn't ask me. I got 3 screens up there and it didn't ask me. Can we see the webinar okay?
Yep, perfect.
All right, fantastic. Well, thank you very much. And I want to just start by thanking Bill and Andrew and Carrie and the whole team at Levinson Associates for having Lincoln on today. I had the opportunity to sit with Bill and Carrie last week and share with them this product that was launched just yesterday. This is the first webinar that I am doing on this particular product. So to Bill's point, you all should feel very special to have the opportunity to join today. So I want to take a step back before I get into the actual slides of this presentation, because I think when people typically think about Lincoln Financial, they typically think about older age, they think about estate planning, wealth transfer, complexity, complex products, complex medical histories. And as long as I've been with the company since 2011, that's how we've kind of seen ourselves. But just like every other company in America, and frankly, probably the world, just like your company, just like Levinson Associates, everybody wants to grow. We all are looking for new opportunities. And so when senior management looked at where we can grow from a life insurance perspective, they were looking at LIMRA data, and they looked at older age, higher face amount business, and they looked at younger age, lower face amount business. And they said, wow, our market share in that older age, higher face amount business is twice as what it is in this younger age, lower face amount business. How do we compete there? And so that's where we started. We started with, this is where we need to compete. How can we be different? What can we bring to the marketplace that allows you all to do your jobs more effectively and more efficiently? And trust me when I tell you, I spent several years in a brokerage. I've done some personal production. It is not lost on me how incredibly difficult your job is. And for that at Lincoln, we thank you, each and every one of you, for what you do day in and day out. So I would like to get started today with talking a little bit about the customer for which we developed the Wealth Accelerate product. And let me just get my mouse over to the screen here. Okay. So from a customer perspective, this product was developed, and I've been working on it for quite some time, but it was developed as a LRP type of strategy, supplemental retirement plan. And so we think about who could be a good fit for this product. It's going to be folks that typically have a retirement plan in place, the 403B, 401k, Roth, IRA, something along those lines. And they're saying to themselves, you know what? I don't know what my tax impact is going to be down the road. And it might be a good strategy to have a diversified income, potentially a bucket of money that I can access without having to pay any income tax. So remember, life insurance is the only asset that, if structured properly, you can acquire income tax-free, gift tax-free, and estate tax-free, which is just a tremendous story. Obviously, we want a primary death benefit need. A lot of these folks have young families or families in general, or grandkids that they want to save money for. And so they're looking for a goal of asset diversification in addition to protection with that income tax-free death benefit. In addition to the product aspect of this, it's very, very important, and Bill hit it, and I'm going to talk more about it as we go through this presentation. But this IUL product focuses on simplifying the life insurance process. How does it do that? Every carrier that I'm aware of today has an automated underwriting platform. Those automated underwriting platforms, approval rates for lab-free are typically in the 25 to 35% range. With this product, Lincoln is targeting a 60 to 70% lab-free pass-through rate. And we're doing that. I'll get to how we're doing that momentarily. When we set out, we had conversations with multiple agents and multiple distributors, and they just didn't feel comfortable heavily marketing a product and a program where they felt like if they created the expectation of lab-free, that they were going to be facing a 70% decline rate when it came to lab-free. So we said we need to flip that paradigm. We need to do the things that need to be done in order to make sure that we can get to a much higher lab-free rate to make that purchase experience more favorable for the retail consumer, in addition to the agent and the upline and everybody else involved. Because that's what gets people to buy, is that purchase experience. People are used to getting Ubers. I mean, you go to the airport now, I travel basically for a living, and you can't even look around the airport without seeing people looking up for their phone. People are used to buying things now. They want it delivered now. They want to get their Uber now. Life insurance is no different. We've just been woefully behind the 8 ball, and now we're in a position with the launch of this product where we feel like we can bring a solution to the marketplace that capitalizes on what those consumer expectations actually are. All right, so one of the things when Lincoln took a step back and we said, how do we define this market, this middle marketplace? Well, we looked at household incomes between $75,000 and $250,000 of income. That is by no means a requirement for this particular product or this process. So I don't want anybody to say, my customer makes $60,000, they're not a good fit, or my customer makes $400,000, they're not a good fit. You absolutely can submit business for folks that are outside, but when we think about the middle market, that is what we were targeting, those demographics. A lot of times, middle class households are going to have dual income, and the need for the death benefit kind of was right around that $500,000. Now, this product, you will have the ability, as Bill said, to get a policy issued up to $1.5 million of death benefit, but we anticipate the average face amount is going to be right around $500,000. There was a company that came out with a process that was similar, although the product was a little bit different, and they had a limit of a $500,000 face amount, and sales lagged. And the reason was that because from a income perspective, if you look at a 32-year-old that's putting in $1,000 a month, they couldn't generate enough death benefit to get to $500,000. So we lowered our, and I'm going to show you this again in a minute, we lowered our minimum death benefit to $100,000. So your range to sell in this market, ages 20 to 55, face amounts 100,000 to 1.5 million, and I'm going to cover that again. We talked about this a little bit earlier, people looking for an easier purchase experience and individuals that are looking for some additional retirement income. So I want to walk everybody through now the process, okay? And this is really, really critical. If you see down at the bottom, there are no APSs associated with this product or this process. We are looking at lab-free consideration. We have something called real-time offer, faster turnaround times, and 24/7 case data. Now, I talked a little bit about automated underwriting from an industry perspective a moment ago. This product is different because it is automated underwriting in addition to what we are calling real-time offer or instant underwriting decision, which means that as soon as somebody goes through the process, they are going to get a decision, okay? Automated underwriting simply means that when you submit a ticket, that an automated underwriter is going to take a look at it and is going to determine if you need to go to a real underwriter or not, okay? That's not the case here. Probably the most important thing that you see on this screen, in order to get to the lab-free rates that we want to get to, Lincoln has a pre-qualification form that has knockouts that I will show you here as we go through the webinar. But those knockouts on that pre-qualification form that are on the website will tell you what conditions will be an automatic decline and what conditions may or may not trigger labs, okay? So again, no APS in this process. There is a possibility of labs or additional information, but no APSs. So once you look at that pre-qualification questionnaire with your customer, then you can drop a ticket via iGo iPipeline. That ticket will then trigger an email that goes over to your retail customer. And they are going to have the option, which it will default to an online interview, but they will have the option to either do the electronic interview on the computer, or they will be able to call in and do a phone interview. The reason we've decided to default to the online interview is so that people have the ability to complete it right then and there, as opposed to having to wait to schedule a phone call. But if your client doesn't feel comfortable putting the information online, then that's fine. They can do a phone call. As they are filling out their information, we are going to be checking RX, DX, MVR, and MID. And once they are done, there will be a lab predetermination. And as soon as that retail client hits, the finish button on their interview, there's going to be one of three things that pops up on their screen. The first is, congratulations, you are approved. And if that's the case, we move to policy issue that's delivered digitally. The second thing that could happen is it could say, we need some additional information, and it's going to give them an opportunity to schedule labs or provide that additional information. The last point is that it potentially could be declined. And if we do a great job with the pre-qualification here, we're expecting less than, right around probably 10 to 15% decline, okay? We're expecting anywhere in the 60 to 70% range lab free. We're expecting another 20 to 25% approved with labs, and then the remainder potentially decline for whatever reason. And again, those numbers are based on the ability to really zero in and make sure that everything that is on that pre-qualification form, because it is critically important, is reviewed. And as I mentioned, then the policy would move to delivery. Now, a couple points that I want to make with respect to the communication. If they are approved, we will let them know that they are approved at that time. If they are declined, we will ask them to follow back up with their agent. We did not want to be in a position where we gave them adverse information with respect to the decision prior to sharing it with you and prior to sharing it with the case contact at Levinson. And so they'll have the opportunity to reach out to you, and you can figure out what the next step would be, whether that's purchase an annuity, move to another carrier, or come back in and apply for Lincoln with a wealth accumulate product on a fully underwritten basis. Now, real-time offer communication, I just mentioned this briefly, but the client will be informed of their approval online or over the phone. The rate class will not be provided to them, but the writing agent in the case contact will receive an email informing them of the approval, and the rate class will be provided to them at that point. One thing I wanted to share with everybody today was that the North Star that we had with this product was that we wanted it to be simple. In order for things to move quickly, you can't have a bunch of multipliers and moving parts and that type of thing. So we wanted to say, how do we make this product and this process simple? One of the ways to do that is to limit the underwriting classes, right? And that's also going to help us get to the approval rates that we want to get to. And the reason is because there's three underwriting classes. The preferred non-tobacco risk is a blended class between preferred and preferred best risk. Standard non-tobacco is a blended class. It's table shaved from everything from table 3 up to standard non-tobacco. So if you have someone that fits within 3 tables that's 20 to 55, they should be getting standard non-tobacco. Standard tobacco would be the same, but standard tobacco would include folks that either smoke cigarettes or vape or qualify for tobacco with Lincoln. Again, I mentioned this. I'm going to mention it again. You see it on the screen now. This is only for ages 20 to 55. And it's also worth mentioning, this is a fully electronic process. There are no paper tickets allowed, which also helps us from a pass-through rate perspective because we don't run into NIGO situations, right? You can't move forward in submitting the application unless all the information is completed. Death benefits I mentioned, but you see it on the screen here. $100,000 minimum death benefit, $1.5 million maximum benefit. 2 index options. Fidelity AIM Dividend Index, which is available also on our Wealth Accumulate product, and we have a simple cap floor design with the S&P 500. Now, this product is going on a new in-force service platform for Lincoln called the FAST platform. It's going to give the client access, online access to a customer portal that's going to allow them to access policy information whenever they want it. It's also going to allow them to take withdrawals or loans from the contract whenever they want it, and it's also got overloan protection. I wanted to share this sheet with you or this slide, because this shows the post-sale platform. It shows on the left-hand side, you're going to see a mock-up of the desktop version where the individual can see their account value, their death benefit, their premium amount, what their last premium was, if they paid monthly, their beneficiaries, all these things they can make adjustments to that they used to have to call the carrier and get that information, or call you and get the carrier. Now we're allowing the individual to access these things on their own, to alleviate some of that frustration, and frankly, allow them to manage a life insurance policy the way they do their 401k or their bank account. On the right-hand side, what you see is a mobile layout of that same dashboard. Life insurance protection, we have two death benefit options. We have option 1 and option 2. You can do a 2-to-1 switch here. The last couple things I want to hit on here are the riders associated with this product. We have both a chronic and terminal illness rider and a critical illness rider. Now, the Lincoln Life Assure ABR rider covers, this is the chronic illness rider. It covers both permanent and temporary chronic illnesses with a max lifetime acceleration of lesser of 1.5 million, which is that max face amount, or a 100% of the specified amount. So if someone applies for $1 million of coverage, they would be able to accelerate up to $1 million of coverage for chronic or terminal illness. We also are coming out with a critical illness rider, or we have come out with a critical illness rider on this product. Lincoln, as far as I've been with the company, as far as I know, has never had a critical illness rider, and this is going to cover 8 critical illnesses, which I'll cover in just a moment. Max acceleration, you cannot accelerate more than $50,000 at any one time, or 25% of the specified amount. The max time acceleration is the lesser of $500,000, or 80% of the specified amount. But think about folks that have a cancer issue or things like that. This would give them the opportunity to accelerate some of this money in order for them to pay for those critical illnesses. Both of these riders are no upfront cost riders, which means they are discounted. The death benefit is discounted at the time of claim. Explaining this to someone the other day, it would be like having auto insurance where you paid for the auto insurance if you ended up getting a car accident, but you didn't pay for it prior to that point, right? So carriers have options when they design these products. You can actually have consumers pay for them up front, or you can discount the death benefit at the time of claim. We opted for the discounted death benefit at the time of claim in the event that the individual does never need either of these riders. Combined maximum lifetime benefit is the lesser of the specified amount at the time of the first claim, or $1.5 million. Okay, so just briefly, I talked about this a little bit before. I doubt anybody really needs a refresher on chronic illness riders, but again, the big change here for Lincoln is that we now allow both temporary and chronic issues to be accelerated for this rider. Critical illness rider, you can see there in the bottom left-hand corner, 8 covered events with life, heart attack, major organ failure, end-of-stage renal failure, coronary artery bypass, ALS, stroke, cancer, invasive only, or permanent paralysis. Now, Bill hit this a little bit in the beginning. You know, we feel very bullish on this marketplace. Lincoln has very lofty goals here. We see a tremendous opportunity with Lincoln's brand and the breadth of our distribution in order to, with the help of all of you, get into this marketplace and really drive success from an insurance perspective, getting the right policies into the right hands of Americans that need them. We've been around for 115 years. I'm going to share some of the financial strength, but you know, look, we have 81 people on this call. You know, Bill and team and Andrew put this call together in a matter of days, and that speaks to the breadth of distribution that we have, and that we rely on all of you, because without you being successful, we at Lincoln cannot be successful. From a ratings perspective, on the Fortune 500, you can see Lincoln ranked 187 out of 500 by revenue, number 22 by assets, with $308 billion in assets under management, $10.2 billion in total statutory adjusted capital, and $755 million that we have parked at the holding company for a rainy day. And you can see here all of our ratings, which a Comdex of 90 we are very proud of. And so with respect to the financial strength, I thought it was important to mention that, because I believe that Bill said in his opening comments, this is not Bill Insurance Company on University Street. Although, Bill, if you were running the company, I would certainly have faith in them. But you can see that Lincoln takes their financial strength very seriously, and we take pride in that convex of 90. So I wanted to share this with you, and I am going to pull this up now. For more information, we've built a microsite for this. This is a fully digital marketing effort. lfg.com/wealth accelerate will take you to the page that I am about to share with all of you now. Hang on one second. Move from one screen to another. Trying to make it up. There we go. Okay. Now, you can see this has information on the product, the processes, the resources, why Lincoln. I wanted to play a video. We've got a couple videos on here for you. This video is one that's actually client approved. You can share with your client if you have someone that's interested. Obviously, it's got, the ranges from 20 to 55 here. The pre-qualification questionnaire is located right here. You can see if your client's going to qualify, have them look over that, make sure that it's a good opportunity for them. Walks you through the application process, pre-certification, all those types of things. Preferred, standard, up to table 3, lab-free consideration. It's got the download, the guides, all that information here, and faster turnaround status. In addition to the Wealth Accelerate story, we got another video here, and this is the stat that I mentioned that we got from LIMRA earlier today. So with that, Bill, Andrew, I'm concluding my opening, well, I guess not my opening remarks, all my remarks, and now we will pause to see if anybody's got any questions. We can answer anything for anybody.
Yeah, that was great, Matt. We appreciate it. Andrew, Annalise, I know you both are behind the scenes here. Do you see any questions that we couldn't answer? Do we need Matt's help with any of this?
I do have one quick question if you want me to run it by Matthew. Okay, great. So we have a lot of agents now that are writing your Wealth Accumulate and Wealth Preserve product, your other IUL products. If a client is already within the Lincoln umbrella, let's say they're already a policyholder and they'd like the new product, does that just mean they need to reapply? Is there a process of changing over? I have a couple agents asking that on the text line.
Yeah, I would say let's take a look. It would depend. So we've got a couple things we need to consider there. Number one, is this someone that's had an exam in the last 6 months? I believe we will need to get a new exam for them. We'd also want to know how much coverage they have in force, right? Because we've got limits. Is it term insurance? Do they have a term excel policy? So if that is in fact the case, what I would ask the producers to do is reach out to the folks at Levinson, get John Kimmel, who is the wholesaler that covers Levinson. Let's get the name of the client, and we will find out what exactly we need to do to proceed with this particular product.
Okay, perfect. Anything else, Andrew, Annalise?
The last thing I'm going to bring up, because this question does come up, Andrew, if there are no other questions or if people are thinking of one, is a lot of times these types of platforms come at the cost of performance. If you look at the performance of this product relative to the Wealth Accumulate product, they're almost identical, right? This is basically a Wealth Accumulate Lite. What we did was we stripped down the account options. So instead of having 6 account options, now you have 3. You've got a fixed account, an S&P cap, and a Fidelity AIM dividend bonus account. So that's one thing that I think is important for folks to notice. Run some quotes, take a look. If you've got somebody that you feel is healthy and is a good risk, this could be a great solution for them. If they're knocked out on that pre-qual sheet, it doesn't mean they're not a good fit for Lincoln. It just means that this is not the process for them.
Got it. And that's a great point because, typically in the past, and what I spoke about earlier, when you see a product like this, usually the client takes some type of a haircut. If it's on cash accumulation, current interest rates, options, living benefits, with this product, there is none. So that's what I love about it. As long as they qualify, they're in. They're getting the best of both worlds, and the agent isn't taking a haircut either because the comp is unbelievable and it's a full pass-through renewal. So I don't know. It's just very exciting, and like I said earlier, there's nothing else like this today. There's really none. Okay, good stuff.
Well, yeah.
Yep.
Well, Bill and Andrew, we really appreciate you guys having us on, and we think this is a tremendous opportunity to the 82 folks that also dialed in. Can't thank you guys and gals enough for hopping on the webinar today, and we're really excited about going on this journey with all of you and writing a lot of business to make sure people get the coverage that they need to protect their families and their retirement.
Excellent. Good, Matt. That was awesome. We so appreciate the opportunity and you taking the time and spending it today. We also have a few webcasts going on for our larger agencies. So for those of you that are watching this in a group setting, thank you to you all as well. I mean, it's just so important, and it shows us you want to learn and innovate and pivot. And it doesn't matter if you're, 17, fresh out of high school, or in your 90s. We have some of our most successful agents in their 70s, 80s, 90s. So it doesn't make a difference. Kudos to you. Here we have it, 47 states right now, up to 1.5 million. Issue ages 20 to 55. We're also going to send this out over the weekend to all of our 22,000 agents. So you'll get a chance to either pass it along to your downline or watch it again. Or send it to other agents, whatever the case is. I also want to talk about, now you have this great product, right? And we know all the details, we know all the fine print, and who are we going to talk to about this and share the story with, right? So what I wanted to talk about quickly is some of the tech platforms and lead platforms. Some of these are brand new that we rolled out to help you share the story, right? That's the name of the game here. And then what I want to do too is, as soon as we wrap up, I'm going to have our question of the day. And whoever was paying attention and whoever answers first, and this includes you all, ladies and gentlemen, from the webcast. I see there's a few that are logged in, so you all can participate as well, but make sure you're on until the end. And I hope you took down some notes, because the question I'm going to ask has to do with the presentation that you're seeing right now as we speak. Okay. All right, let's jump right in. How to get started. If you're already appointed, we will get you set up. There's a little request button. And then if you're new to Lincoln, so as soon as you have the app, you can actually go into iPipeline through our website, okay, which this is really cool too. I just thought of, you have full access through our mobile app version on your phone, Android or iPhone, or through the desktop version. And you can enroll a client even before you get appointed. And then what I would do, as soon as that application or drop ticket gets submitted, hit that request appointment button immediately, so we can make sure that everything is lined up and your consumer gets approved. Okay, so everything's there in front of you. Right-hand side is the IUL experience. So that is a turnkey consumer presentation system that also includes webinar slides, seminar slides, everything that you need to explain IUL in layman's terms to consumers. Okay, so we can run these illustration packets for you for free. There's no charge for that. Just let us know. Or we have a co-op discount if you want the full turnkey VIP program. So you just let us know. Everything is on the IUL experience. It's called Stonewood. And all of the other prospecting books, lead programs are all built into that microsite as well. Okay, just like Matthew spoke about their microsite for the Wealth Accelerate, we have the same thing, but for IUL in general. Okay, let's keep moving along. This is our brand new prospecting book. In fact, the winner of today's question of the day will get the tablet, and they're going to receive this new Holistic Retirement IUL prospecting book. And what this does, it tees up the IUL appointment for you. Okay, either virtual, face-to-face, over the phone, whatever it is. Okay, this is an awesome book. This is number 3 that we have. It just came out about 10 days ago. Just got them in stock. So we also sell all of these books at a co-op discount price. I think it's like $6 or $7 with shipping and tax. The retail price is $20. Okay, so you get a nice little discount there. We have agents that give these away, especially during the holidays, birthdays, again, to tee up the IUL appointment and sale. Okay, let's keep moving along here. The Bill Levinson Experience podcast just out. In fact, I finished recording it between Friday and yesterday. We're going to launch it this week. So Natalie Cooper dives in. She's one of our agents in Florida. She works all over the country, and she's got a very interesting spin. I interview her for about 45 to 50 minutes and pick her brain because I want all of our agents to learn and pivot. You know, we get asked almost daily from our agents. They say, Bill, I want to speak to one of your top MDRT producers. You know, I want to pick their brain for an hour or two. Okay, well, we can't give out our agent's phone number and email. That's personal information. And we have contracts with the GAs and MGAs and agents that shows that we cannot share info. So this is a great way to get in and pick their brain for an hour. Okay, so check out the prior episodes as well. Every month we come out with a new version. There's some great training material on here. If you've been doing this for 5 minutes or 50 years, doesn't make a difference. I promise you, you're going to learn something new from these free trainings. They're available on your favorite podcast channel, YouTube, our website, even that app. If you have the Levinson app on your phone, you're in. Okay, let's keep moving along. So future trainings, make sure you're on the webinar tomorrow. Another brand new product launch for Insure Me Now Direct. This is a big one, okay? In fact, we have, 3 products and then another 3 that are being worked on right now. And the difference is, because I saw a few questions just come in, the difference between Insure Me Now Direct and let's say the Wealth Accelerate IUL like we just went over, Insure Me Now Direct is 100% direct to consumer, 0 agent involvement. Okay, now, obviously, if you want a great IUL like we just went over, you need to go through the Lincoln route. If you want term insurance, supplemental products, accident, all the above, that is perfect for Insure Me Now Direct. And what I would do is generate your own leads with Facebook ads, social media, YouTube, and you drive people to your Insure Me Now Direct page. And it's basically selling while you're sleeping. Okay, but obviously you have to get creative and scrappy and leverage our marketing material to get people to come back and get eyeballs on your page, and that's how the sales are made. Think of Amazon for insurance. That's simple. Okay, last slide here. And again, I appreciate everyone taking the time. I see callers from all over the country, including the webcast audience. This means the world, especially we don't normally do this on a Tuesday afternoon. So we just announced this on Friday, and it really means a lot to me and Matthew and the rest of our team. So again, thank you for that. I'm going to have our question. But first, this is today's Positive Tuesday quote. And I think this is a real eye-opener, right? It's a time to look in the mirror and say, you know, what do I have to change? You know, what new habits do I have to create or old habits that have to stop today, right? Instead of looking for that thing to do to be successful, maybe it's the one thing you need to stop doing to be successful, right? Look in the mirror, be honest, transparent. What is that one thing that maybe you have to stop doing, right? It's an eye opener, folks. Question of the day. Make sure your little fingers are on the keyboard and you're ready to rock and roll because here is the question, and you got to answer first to win. Okay? It's a 3-part question. I'm going to ask one time. You tell me, for the product we just went over, tell me the max face amount, issue age, and how many states are approved. Max face amount, issue age, how many states are approved. Whoever answers first wins. I had to make this a little tricky because it's a nice little package here we're giving away, Fire 10 tablet, and that new Holistic Retirement Approach prospecting book. Andrew and Elise are at the wheel. They're going to tell me who answered first and correctly.
Okay, first is Martin H. Martin H.
Martin H., congrats. It was 1.5 mil. Issue ages 20 to 55, 47 states for the Wealth Accelerate IUL. Thank you once again to everyone that attended today. And for all of you that listen over the weekend or during the week, thank you to you all as well. Keep your eyes open for the thank you email. And we'll see you tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. Have a great day and great selling. Take care.